On May 12, 1743, Maria Theresa was crowned Queen of Bohemia. But her accession was not just a simple succession. Maria inherited the throne as a woman. After her father's death, Maria inherited Austria, Bohemia, and Hungary, but many countries refused to recognize her rule simply because she was a woman. Holy Roman Emperor Charles VII rejected her ascension and launched a war, threatening her throne. Frederick the Great also challenged her authority and joined the war, but Maria stood strong with powerful diplomatic alliances. Maria Theresa formed an alliance with France, a longtime rival, shocking the European diplomatic community. She also joined forces with Russia, and together, France, Austria, and Russia pressured Prussia. In response, Prussia allied with the British Hanoverian dynasty, and Europe formed a new political landscape. Maria Theresa's coronation was a significant milestone in recognizing the political role of women, marking an event that would remain in European political history. On May 13, 1846, the United States declared war on Mexico. The root of this war lay in Texas annexation and territorial disputes. The United States aimed for westward expansion, following the idea of manifest destiny. On the other side, Mexico rejected the annexation of Texas, considering it an act of aggression. The conflict intensified over the dispute of the Rio Grande and Nueces River borders. The United States claimed the Rio Grande, while Mexico argued for the Nueces River as the true border. As a result, the two nations went to war, primarily fighting in northern Mexico. The United States, with superior military power, quickly gained the upper hand. In 1848, the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo was signed, ceding vast territories to the U.S. California, Nevada, and Arizona became part of the United States. This conflict was a battle between territorial expansion and national sovereignty. The United States saw it as an opportunity for national growth, while Mexico fought to defend its borders. The war dramatically changed the course of history for both nations. The Mexican-American War left deep scars, shaping the identities and futures of Mexico and the United States. In the 18th century, people lived in fear of smallpox. The fatality rate was 30%, and survivors were left with deep scars. But a country doctor, Edward Jenner, noticed something unusual. Women who caught cowpox didn't get smallpox. After much thought, on May 14, 1796, Jenner injected cowpox into an 8-year-old boy named James Phipps. Days later, he exposed the boy to real smallpox, but the boy didn't get sick. It was the first successful vaccine trial in human history. But society mocked him. People will grow cow horns, they said. The Royal Society rejected his paper, and doctors laughed. Still, Jenner didn't give up. He self-published his findings and kept collecting evidence. Eventually, his method became the global standard. And smallpox became the first disease ever eradicated by humans. Science may begin with ridicule, but it ends up saving humanity. Once under Spanish rule, the Dutch faced high taxes and religious oppression. Tired of the abuse, they rose up, beginning the 80 Years' War. Decades of conflict exhausted both Spain and the Dutch provinces. Then, on May 15, 1648, the Treaty of Münster was signed. Spain officially recognized Dutch independence, ending the war. The Netherlands became one of Europe's first sovereign republics. This treaty also marked the rise of modern international law. On this day, the Netherlands truly became a nation. On May 16, 1929, a small event was held at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel with just 270 guests. It was the very first Academy Awards, the beginning of the Oscars. The ceremony lasted only 15 minutes, and winners had already been announced months before. But who would have thought this quiet banquet would grow into the world's most prestigious film awards? In 1953, with the 25th Academy Awards, TV broadcasting began. Since then, millions have watched the Oscars live around the globe. Today, it is the dream of filmmakers worldwide and a symbol of cultural influence. The Oscars. It all began with just 15 minutes. On May 17, 1792, under a buttonwood tree on Wall Street in New York, 24 brokers signed a single sheet of paper. They agreed to trade only with each other and maintain a minimum commission. This was the Buttonwood Agreement, and it marked the beginning of the New York Stock Exchange. What started as a simple promise under a tree soon became the heart of American finance, making investment and business funding possible. With the birth of the NYSE, even those with just ideas could secure capital. And companies rapidly grew as the U.S. economy took off. Today, it is the world's largest stock market. It all began with the trust of just 24 men. On May 18, 1291, the city of Acre fell. After losing Jerusalem, the Crusaders saw this city as their last hope. The Templars, Hospitallers, and Teutonic Knights fought to the end on the walls. But facing the Mamluk Sultan Khalil's massive army, the city collapsed. Tens of thousands died or were enslaved, and Acre burned. From that day on, the Christian Crusaders vanished from the Holy Land. After over 200 years of wars, it ended with the fall of one coastal city. The fall of Acre marked the final end of Europe's dream for the Holy Land.